Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host and presenter, Advocate Tulo Hoyane. Every day of my life, some thought jumps into my mind about the Meyiwa trial. I spend most of my time, or a lot of my time, during the day, thinking in one way or another about the Meyiwa trial. And what can be done, just how can justice be achieved for the Meyiwa family. One idea that came to mind yesterday was the opening of a malicious arrest and prosecution case against none other than Brigadier Nicholas Gininda. And what is the basis of that, you might be asking yourself. The basis of opening a case of malicious arrest and prosecution against Gininda, perhaps also with the inclusion of Baloyi, is based on the fact that we have two parallel dockets in this matter. The one docket, as you very well know, says there were intruders into the house. The one that we are seeing playing out in the Pretoria High Court, and the other narrative or docket 375 says there were no intruders into that house. So these five accused men, can simply open a malicious arrest and prosecution case on the basis of the contents of 375. And how would that work out? They would simply open a case at the police station. I'll discuss how that can be done at a later stage, to say we are being wrongly prosecuted. To the best of our knowledge and belief, these are the people who killed Meyiwa. And they would then present that docket as evidence that they are being wrongly prosecuted. That would be a strong ground for a case of malicious arrest and prosecution, because the evidence you see is there. We have people who have been on the ground investigating this matter. And you recall that the reason why we have the 636 before the court today is simply because senior police officers, just prevailed upon the juniors who were actually seized with the actual work to push the narrative that they were intruders. If you look at it this way, 636 was opened in 2014. It lay dormant somewhere for a period of 5 years. Come 2019, we had 375. But again, 375 was just suppressed so that 636 could then be dealt with, and these people be prosecuted in the manner that we see them being prosecuted. So that is the basis. Now, that is rather explosive, isn't it? How would then take place for a man who is in detention, who wants to open a case in a police station? How does that happen? You see, it can easily happen in this way. They can either make an application through their defense counsels, right there in court, to obtain an order of court that says we request the following: that we be taken out of prison temporarily to open a case. They would then be assisted by the defense lawyers as per the representation that we see in court, and this case would be opened. Because you see, a lot of the spade work has already been done by investigators like former Constable Tapadima and also by Warrant Officer Makubu. Because you see, this 375 does not come out of our fingers. We just did not imagine it. It is a docket that exists, and it can be found at the Vosloorus police station. So as this case proceeds, we can then attend to the prosecution of that parallel case, right? And see where all this chaos will lead us. It will be a chaotic situation. You see, because there will be people being charged, as we see them today in the Pretoria High Court, and then there will be a parallel trial. I don't know whether it will be. Maybe it will be in the Johannesburg High Court, right? That prosecutes different people, that charges a different set of people with the same crime that is being tried in the Pretoria High Court. That is how absurd it is going to be. And this needs to happen. Because the absurdity of it, like I've always said, is to have had two murder investigation dockets in respect of one murder investigation. And the two sets of dockets disclose two different sets of offenders, right, or suspects. So in my own view, I don't know what you think about this. In my own view and assessment, this can happen. Because otherwise, we are going to have 375 gathering dust at the Vosloorus police station. And what will become of it? Just to imagine for one moment, what will become of it if some concerted action is not taken to ensure that, something is done about it? Why was it ever opened in the first place? At taxpayers' expense, right? Why did those policemen, those junior police officers, embark on an elaborate investigation for years and years? Remember that Senzo Meyiwa was killed in 2014. For 5 years, right? These investigators investigated this matter, the junior officers. After that 5-year investigation, you can imagine the cost factor involved here. They came up with a theory that there were no intruders into that house. Not only is this a waste of taxpayers' money, but above all, it becomes a travesty of justice. A travesty of justice. I think this will be a wake-up call. This will be a wake-up call for those who are pushing the narrative of 636. Because as it is, you see, they are relaxed. There's no pressure on them. Because they have prevailed and put 636 before the Pretoria High Court. And they know that we know there's a docket 375 lying somewhere in the Vosloorus police station, which, we are just barking about. There's nothing that we are doing about it. But we simply told the court that, 375 is irrelevant for all intents and purposes. That is what he told Judge Shifiwa Maumela. Can that be the end of 375? Just because somebody told this court that it is irrelevant? And yet, on a daily basis, I interact with those junior officers who tell me, advocate, this is the real docket that must be before the Pretoria High Court. 636 is a fabrication. Why do we have people who are prepared to testify in court along those lines? And then we just leave it to Baloyi to say it is irrelevant? Well, if it is irrelevant, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. Let it be put before court. And its relevance or irrelevance will then be up for determination. But as matters stand, there's a good case that the 5 accused persons facing trial in the Pretoria High Court can open a parallel case, albeit it will be a civil case. There you have it. There you have it. Let me know what you think about this rather explosive angle to the Meyiwa trial. But anything here is worth exploring. Okay, give me your comments in the comment section. I'm looking forward to very powerful and insightful comments, so that we can take this process further with you. You see, it's not about me being a magician, with waving some flag, right, with a solution for everything. It takes 2 to tango in this thing. You give me those comments and let us see where it all goes. Having said that, I'm pleased by the subscriptions that I'm seeing. I'm also pleased by the number of views that I'm seeing. Please continue to support this channel and don't skip those ads. It keeps the home fires burning. Thank you and have a nice day.